Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Klein Connect here, along with, of course, head coach Scott Langer. And coach, a successful weekend on the road there in Austin. 3-1 win Friday night, 3-1 win Saturday night. Tight games, tightly contested, very defensive games. Let's start with Friday. What did you guys feel went well, and what needed work from after Friday night's matchup?
Well, I mean, I thought that defensively we were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just didn't give a heck of a lot up, and obviously offensively they were tight as well. So I mean there wasn't a whole lot of freedom offensively to make plays, and that's just how they play. But I think it's really good for our hockey team to play in those close, tight games, because down the stretch they all seem to get close and get tight. So I thought our goaltending was really good, and obviously that was a big goal by Colin Ferguson, the second goal there of the game to give us an opportunity to win.
For sure. Well, really more of the same on Saturday. Another defensive matchup. Things were tight. You get out to a lead early, which is big. Wings going into that game were 23-0 when they score first. And it never hurts to get a start like that, of course. But again, they bounce back. You talked about it in the pregame on Saturday about needing the power play to come through and to kind of help yourselves with the power play. Boy, it couldn't have come through at a more ideal time when things were tied up, and it gives you the lead with 4 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that left of the third period. So Saturday, takeaways from that game?
Yeah, it was huge to get on the board first and kind of take some of that confidence away from them. And it just seems no matter what, what happens on Friday, the team still comes out with a lot of confidence against us on Saturday. So for Manny to get that 1-2 minutes into the game was definitely a tone setter for us. And the power plays, just teams are really doing a good job against it because they know how good our power play is and can be. And for Fergie to find that get that shot through, and for Schneider to be there timely right after they tied it up on the power play. We work hard, we drew a penalty, and gave ourselves chance to win another game. So yeah, I think that's huge. I think having your specialty teams, especially after giving up a power play goal there, to have your power play pick us up and actually win the game on it, I think that's big.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and talking about specialty teams, the penalty kill now at 93.7% dips just a little bit, but still is the very best in the league. Gave up 2 goals over the weekend, which isn't the norm. And when you look at Austin statistically, they're at like 11.8, I think, on the power play. So statistically, they haven't had a whole lot of success until recently. Not just against the Wings either. What are they doing well on the power play, and what did the kill need to do, I guess, against Austin?
Well, I mean, they're good at getting on top of your goalie and putting numbers in front of him, and both power play goals were shots that weren't very hard. They were just kind of put on net and got through screens. So sure. I think what they're doing well is they're getting pucks through from the point, and we need to do a better job of getting in front of those shots. And I think you say that it's not the norm. It actually is the norm. Most of the time in this league, you give up a power play goal a night. But you're right. For us, we pride ourselves on not giving anything up on our penalty kill, and they did get 2 on us. Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, that's going to happen sometimes. It just hasn't happened much to the Aberdeen Wings this year. I wanted to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about adaptability and so on as different styles of play for teams. But I wanted to touch on earlier this year, the league announced that the season was going to be extended. And I know we kind of talked about why that was and so on, but I got to thinking a little bit about how it affects the Wings, because Wings have been able to get most of their games in. And does that mean there's going to be some sort of a hiatus at some point, or maybe a slowdown, and where there's gaps between games as the season goes on, and some of these teams that haven't been playing are going to be able to make some up? And if so, what do you do as a coach and as an organization with your players? Do you give them a few extra days off, or how does it affect things?
Well, from what I understand is that when they went back and redid the schedule, they spaced it to the point where we're not going to really have that much time off.
Okay.
But the length of the season is certainly a concern from a coach's side. I mean, we're playing junior A level, and normally the seasons are already long, way too long. And it's tough to keep your guys, completely focused for that many months, and now we're extending it, even further. So it's going to be a challenge, and we're certainly going to have to find some ways to stay fresh and mentally in it, and stay motivated. I've never had a season this long, so it's new to me, and we're going to have to find a way to stay interested. And I know people say, well, that should be easy. It's not easy at this age. When kids are going home for college break, and they're getting to go home, and all their friends are doing things, and they're following them on social media. The weather gets nice. It's going to be real nice during that time. We'll be wearing shorts to the rink. It's not hockey weather, so we're just going to have to figure out ways to stay interested. It's that simple. And everybody else is having to deal with the same issues and the length of the season. But I guess the positive part is the league did something to allow for the Robertson Cup. And a team will be crowned champion at the end of this year during a very difficult year with the pandemic. So I guess we need to be excited to have the opportunity to fight for that.
Well, you talked about mentally staying into it and kind of engaged, which, as you said, I mean, no matter who you are, as the weather changes and you start thinking about, like you say, your friends back home or whatever, that becomes a challenge. But physically, no matter how good a shape these guys are in, it could still be a long season that has a real toll on the body too. I would think physically that becomes an issue. Well,
it's not natural. When you train in the off season, you train to get through the season. Mm-hmm. During the season, you just try to maintain and to continue to be strong. And you're right. I mean, the wear and tear through this length of a season is definitely a concern, and positive for us is we have a great medical team and a great trainer, and they're going to make sure these guys are at their best. But I guess we'll just have to let it play out and kind of see the effects of it.
Sure. Okay. Well, again, we've got Minot coming up this weekend, and Minot presents different challenges than Austin and Fairbanks. Everybody's different, and I got to thinking a little about the adaptability and versatility. As a coaching staff, you prepare for different teams, different styles, and different tendencies they have, and so on. But from a player's perspective, there's a level of versatility and adaptability that they've got to kind of come up with too, whether it be dealing maybe with a little bit more physical style of play or speed or whatever. So as a coaching staff, how do you prepare them for the different styles that different teams bring?
Well, first and foremost is Coach Hill and I, we lay it all out prior to the week, and we break down their tendencies, how they've been playing the last so many games, and then we put it into our practice. So the stuff that we do in practice is geared towards not just our own skill level and improving our skill level and all that stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that we'll do to cater towards how other teams are playing. So these guys kind of battle through it during the course of the week, so they're ready for it on the weekend.
Very interesting. Okay. Well, speaking of different styles and so on, you have Minot coming up. They just swept the Wilderness this last weekend. What does Minot bring, and what have you got to do against the Minotauros?
Yeah, they got a lot of guys stepping up and scoring right now. Guys that they made moves for, and they got back from the other league, and they're starting to really play good hockey. I think they're 5 in a row. Mm-hmm. And again, we see a team that's kind of hot coming in here. We did with the Wilderness, and now we'll see Minot. But it's a team we're going to have to find a way against, and they're skilled. They got a skilled group of guys. I think their D skate well, and they have guys that can score. And obviously, there's no question their goaltending is first class, and he does a lot of winning for that team. And we're going to see him. So we're going to have to be strong offensively and defensively, and we're just going to have to grind it out.
Yeah. Another one of those games. Well, the standings right now, as Coach mentioned, Minot's been strong. They are sitting in third right now. The Wings at top of the division with 51 points, 27 games played. Bismarck with 34 points, 29 games played. Minot with 29 points, 27 games played. Austin sitting in fourth with 18 points, 23 games played. The Wilderness with 14 points and 17 games played, while St. Cloud at the bottom of the division with 14 points and 22 games played. So again, Minot comes to town this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about what all is going on at the OD for that game. But Coach, that's about all I've got for you. I appreciate your time, and best of luck coming up against the Minotauros.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
All right, folks, we'll return with the second portion of Wings Weekly coming up after this.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
We continue on with Wings Weekly as promised, and of course, joining me is a player. This time it's Seamus Campbell of St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks so much for taking some time and coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jay. It's good to be here.
Yeah, well, it's always a great opportunity for people, the fans out there, to kind of see behind the shield, so to speak, and get a little bit of a view into your guys' lives. You most recently with the NA3HL in the St. Louis Junior Blues, and then come up here to the bitter cold.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's freezing up here for sure. Way different than St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you the same questions I typically do about all players, because it's interesting to know how they got started. But in your case, it's a little bit different. You've got a pretty famous NHL dad, Jim, that has played for the Blackhawks, the Blues, the Canadiens, a bunch of different teams. So I would imagine he was a big influence on your hockey decisions and getting going with your hockey career.
Yeah, he was. When I was younger, he kind of just suited me up and got me out there, just skating with him, skating with his team, just picking up ice wherever I can. I think I really started when right before he retired. He played in Switzerland for a little bit, so I was up there with kids that I didn't even speak the same language as them. I was just playing hockey with them, getting to know them a lot. Yeah, but I mean, it feels like everybody had a pond in their backyard. Yeah. Did you notice that? Everybody's had a pond in their backyard when they were growing up, and that's how they got started. No, not me. That wasn't me. My dad was just like, get out there.
Played with NHL guys.
Yeah.
So take the pond or take professional hockey.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to take? But you're right. Everybody there, it does seem like everybody said, had a backyard pond that they were able to spend time on. But a little different with you. Didn't have the backyard pond, but you had access to ice a lot, and even if it was in Switzerland.
Yeah, I mean, my dad just really got me out there whenever he could. I remember, we woke up some weekends just early in the morning and got out there. Just my weekends were filled with just 6 a.m. wake up. All right, get dressed. Here's some oatmeal, and then 2 hours later we come home, watch football the rest of the day. But that's not what we look forward to. We didn't look forward to resting after. We look forward to the hockey part, of course.
Right. Right.
Just saying.
That's crazy to think that you're in Switzerland playing with players that you don't even speak the same language. I've had players on before. Stepan Pokorny from Czechoslovakia. Years ago, Bjorn Sigurdarsson was from Iceland. Mm-hmm. And similar situation where he traveled. Even at 15 years old, he was away from his family and stuff, and in other countries where there was a huge language barrier, and they didn't know how. That's just, it's kind of mind-blowing to me to think about what our kids here in the United States and stuff, how easy they kind of have it when you think in comparison of being a 15-year-old on your own, not being able to communicate with anybody about even where the grocery store is or something like that, or in your case, with teammates. How tell us about that a little bit. How does that work where you're, hockey's a language of its own.
Yeah. But
still, there's got to be some things that you're trying to communicate that you're unable to.
Well, yeah, I was really young, so talking wasn't a huge deal for me. I was, with my dad a lot, but I actually did go to school there for a little bit. And
you had dual citizenship too, right?
Yes. Okay. I did go to school there for a little bit, and that was a pain, if you would say, because I don't really know how things go over there, and I'm sure if a toddler came over here, and he would probably have the same problems as me.
Right.
But yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle. I remember just not knowing rules. It was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy, that's for sure. All right. Well, you're committed to Quinnipiac. Tell us about that a little bit. Did you have other schools that you were interested in, and what made Quinnipiac appeal to you?
I had a lot of dreams to play at the big places, like BC and BU. I wanted to go to BC. I think, my dad was committed there for a little bit before he went to the QMJHL. But yeah, that was probably my first choice. My big. I don't really want to say that just in case they're watching.
Well, there's a lot of bigs. Like Quinnipiac's a heck of a hockey program too. I mean, so it wouldn't be considered small by any means. But I think I know what you mean. The powerhouse is kind of traditional.
Well, I'm saying that I'm kind of saying is like I don't. It was like a savior, I guess, because like I went and visited there, and it was a great place. I really loved it, and. After last year, there was the Null All-Star Weekend. That's where
the top prospects.
I actually met Nico DeVita there, and after that, my dad came up to me and was like, "Hey, some of the Quinnipiac guys want to talk to you," and we were talking, and that's when they committed me. So that was, it was really great to hear from them right after a weekend like the top prospects.
That's awesome. I know, Andrew Shortridge was a goaltender here with the Wings and went to be a Bobcat and had a great career. Continues to not to say his career's over. I just meant at Quinnipiac anyway. But great program, and it's funny to me how oftentimes guys just feel like, or they tell me how it just feels right. It feels like a good fit. It feels like home, kind of, and that's awesome that you have that option at your disposal there. So congratulations on that commitment.
Thank you.
And how about your game? Is there a component or an aspect of your game that you're particularly proud of? And on the flip side of that, is there an aspect that you kind of feel like you'd not wish, because wishing is not a very good plan for success, but that you're wanting to improve on or work on, or that you continue to work on?
Well, I mean, personally, I think one of my greater strengths is that I'm more of like a speed player. I make plays a lot at high speeds. That's kind of like what I do. Sure. Yeah, and
everybody's got a style.
Yeah, it's like my style is definitely not hitting and being, like a big, meaty type guy, because I'm not. I'm smaller. So I guess one of the areas I could probably improve on is just being a little bit more feisty. I talked to Coach earlier today, and he did say that I had to be a little bit more feisty. But yeah, I guess that's something I can improve on. But that's just not me. Yeah. I'm way more of a I'm gonna get the puck in the D zone, full speed, skate by everybody, kind of like Verdes a little bit. That's
right. In my mind right now, I'm thinking I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm Nate. Right? Like Nate.
Yeah. Nathan Vertes. Wow. He's good. It's just way different.
He is. You're right. But he gets pretty fired up. We've seen a few times where I'm almost shocked at the level of fire that comes out of him sometimes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with him. Well, yeah. Yeah, because I'm kind of small too.
Yeah, but then you said they go, well, I'm on the smaller side, so I'm not much of a hitter. But then you look at a guy like Arquette, who isn't overly big as far as stature goes, or even Suey, they're smaller guys, but they have no problem putting a guy on the boards, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's something I really admire about those guys. Just, they don't take anything from anybody. They're scared of nobody.
Yeah, they definitely play with some bravery for sure. So speed is the upside of the plus, and you're thinking the physicality probably would be the thing you need to work on.
I just kind of need to screw you, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little feist in you. Gotcha.
A little bit more.
All right. I always like to ask people about their game day traditions, kind of, or their routine, so to speak. Walk us through a game day on your, do you nap, all that kind of stuff, and do you have a certain meal that you have as a go-to?
Man, I always kind of thought to have a good pregame tradition for moments like these, so I could describe them. But I don't really think I have. I come to the rink for the pregame skate. I do my thing. I go home. I guess you could say I nap at a certain time. That's my big thing. That's the secret. I nap at a certain time during the day, just right after lunch. Just fall asleep, and then I guess I eat a big lunch first in the middle of the day, and then only have 3 pieces of honey toast right before the game. That's the one thing I do.
Gotcha. So is it safe to say you don't really have any superstitions then either?
Oh, not like some of the guys on the team. Yeah. I mean, I do the same warm-up every time. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But I know some guys on the team, when we go to Roma's before, I'm sure everybody knows what Roma's is. When we go to Roma's, someone like Thomas Manti will sit in the same spot every week And that's just not my level of
Yeah.
superstition. I'm just not about that. It's too much for me.
It's too much. You got to remember everything and have to do it just right.
It's too many things.
I actually kind of thought, though, that maybe you'd be one that would have them, especially because, there's superstitions are pretty rampant in NHL locker rooms, and, whether it be it's passed down on all levels of hockey, not to step on the logo and all the different things that there are.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought maybe you would have almost had some of those that rubbed off onto you or something. But not the case. No superstition. No certain seats. No certain routine, huh?
Not really.
Some guys go.
Obviously the logo thing I don't do, but like, I don't really have any big ones that are worth talking about.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got a couple of goopy questions that I wanted to get to here with you, just some kind of fun ones, and then we'll talk about mine on it in a little bit here. All right. This might be a no-brainer, but for me, I thought about it quite a bit, and I thought, I don't know. I would be torn. So let me ask you, would you rather not bathe for an entire month or not have internet for an entire month?
Oh, man, you're killing me with this one. This one's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Not bathe for a month or no internet for a month.
See, I was thinking to myself, everybody's going to go with internet. And then I thought, maybe not, because to not bathe for a month, that
really
would kill
bad.
me.
Yeah, I mean, because I need the internet. I got family I got to talk to, you know? But if they knew the circumstances, I feel like they'd understand. So I'm gonna go not bathe for an entire month. I'm gonna wait a minute. I said that wrong. I'm gonna get rid of the internet for an entire month just so I can bathe.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, especially with workouts and games and stuff, to not shower, not.
Yeah, that would be terrible. No, I'm
it's just not even healthy, So.
Yeah, you got to take care of your body.
So another one here. How about, and I don't know, some guys have a real preference of what their favorite food is and so on, but so this may not even be applicable, but would you rather have unlimited tacos for the rest of your life?
I like tacos.
Okay. Or unlimited sushi for the rest of your life?
I like sushi too.
Well, this is a good question for the
Tacos or sushi? I'm going to say unlimited tacos.
Okay.
Just because my mom can make some good tacos.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have those ones for unlimited. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like sushi is like a every once in a while thing. So I'm good with unlimited tacos.
Good point. I would agree with that. There's some guys I talk to that I'll ask them, like, would you rather this or that, or either never have something, whatever it might be, or always have pizza, whatever. And a lot of times guys will tell me that sushi is their go-to. So
Sushi's the go-to?
I guess it kind of depends.
Also, like sushi unlimited, because if you have unlimited of that, you're going to be eating that for a long time.
And then you get sick of it.
And then you're going to get sick of sushi.
I like the thought process there.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be able to type or text super fast, or be able to read super fast?
Oh. I would say type, just because I'm a computer. I have a computer at home, and I'm a little bit of a writer type dude. So I would type really fast, try and get as much as I can. I don't need to read.
Yeah, I mean, because what knowledge can you gain from reading books or things like that, right?
No reading.
I don't need to read.
I don't need to read.
So when you say you're a writer, what does that mean? Like novels and short stories or poems? What are we talking about?
Like my dream job that's not playing in the NHL would be make movies. That's I'd really like to do that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like after hockey, if I have a script already written for a movie, then that's one less step that I have to do.
So he's out here writing screenplays.
I'm already writing screenplays, and they're not good, but they're just something to build on,
They're not good. Well, you never know. Maybe there's a whole lot of movies out there that I've thought, who wrote this garbage?
I've been thinking that way more recently.
Yeah.
Every time I see a bad movie, I'm like, if this is a movie that that people have actually spent money on making, then I can do that. Yeah.
Well, it's good to have goals, good to have dreams. Let's see, we'll continue it on. We've got Minot coming into town.
Yes, we do.
And Minot is hot. They swept the Wilderness this last weekend, like Coach and I were just talking about. They're 5-0 over the last 5 games, and have been improving. And always a tough game against them. A fast-paced game. They're quick. They're skilled. And you talked about that being one of your strengths. How do you, as a player, prepare for a team like Minot? And what do you guys, as a team, have to do against the Minotauros?
Well, I mean, I think we just need to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think we've been ready for the last since break. We've been coming at every game just ready to go with a full head of steam, and yeah, for Minot, they got quick offense. They get up the ice fast. So I think we just need to look at their video and just prepare on the D side of things, just for our quick transition, because that's what I think our team is really amazing at, is our transition game. So I think we just need to just tweak our transition just a little bit, whether it's hit the center or just another way to counter their up ice speed. Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course it does. But it's funny you say that, because I've talked with Coach Langer on multiple occasions this year about transition. It seems like his teams always have good transition, but this team especially, and early on, right away, the flow in transition was impressive. It's funny because actually in Austin, I had some of their off ice officials and some of the guys, the scorers and stuff, that were actually saying how fast and how much movement that the Wings have. He goes, they're fun to watch. He goes, even when they don't have the puck, they're just, and I was like, there's that transition again, So, excellent. All right, well, Minot coming to town like we talked about. Friday, February 19th versus the Minotauros, the Wings taking them on. Pee-wee party at the Odie. All Pee-wee players in town for the state tournament will receive free admission with the purchase of an adult ticket at the door. Corporate sponsor is House of Glass, and Mites will play at the first intermission. That's always fun to watch the young developmental programs with the Aberdeen Hockey Association get to showcase their skills in front of the Wings fans. Saturday, February 20th versus the Minotauros once again. Pee-wee party continues at the Odie. All Pee-wee players in town for the state tournament will receive free admission with the purchase of an adult ticket at the door. $15 corporate barstool seats are available. Call Aaron at 380-5852. Doors always open at 5:30 and puck drops at 7:15. Get your tickets now at tickets.aberdeenwings.com. $10 general admission tickets are also on sale now at any of the 4C Express locations in Aberdeen with additional purchase. Corporate night sponsorships are available for home games throughout the 2020-2021 season. Call Aaron at 380-5852 for more information. Don't forget, Wings Weekly is now a podcast. Find the audio for this season's episodes on Spotify, Stitcher, or iHeartRadio. And for all the latest news and information on the Wings, visit aberdeenwings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Well, Seamus, that's about all I've got for you. I appreciate you coming on, though, and giving the folks a chance to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You killed that, by the way. You murdered that. That was really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Seamus Campbell, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks. That will wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.